Hi, Travis with Splunk here. Wanted to go over real quick how to install the Splunk app for content packs for IT Essentials Work or IT Service Intelligence. It should work for both. If you've seen my previous video where I was playing in IT Work, I did mention the content pack where if you go to configuration, data integrations, there is a content library. I currently do not have it installed. So let's jump over to the documentation in Splunkbase and show you where to get all this information, in which I've already have the links pulled up. So first is Splunkbase here for a Splunk app for content packs. Make sure to go out here, download its latest version or whatever version works with the version of IT Service Intelligence or ITE Work that you have downloaded and installed. And then, far as the documentation to how to install this, it's really simple. Go in, stop Splunk, untar it in the correct directory, and restart. And if you need an overview of what's in the content pack, you can come over to this link, which I'll have all the links included in my description below. But here is an overview of what you get when you install the content library, content pack into ITE Work or ITSI. Depending on what you have, the free version is ITE Work. Then when you want to buy a premium license to unlock the additional features, which I'll have another video showing IT Service Intelligence, ITSI, and its capabilities. But yeah, here's the different content packs that are available. This is stuff that, once you get it loaded, you can start working with the data sets that you have ingested in Splunk. With that, let's get this content pack loaded. So first, like I said, here's my ITE Work environment. I do not have it currently loaded at this time. We'll jump back to the documentation for the install instructions, which I'm going to copy pretty much. Well, no, I won't copy it. I'll just type it in place. So let's go to my indexer, which is also my search head. So I'm going to put the content pack there. So here, I've already got it shown that I have the content pack uploaded to my indexer. This used WinSCP, downloaded it from Splunkbase, and then moved it up to the Linux server. So first, I'm going to stop Splunk. So opt Splunk and Splunk stop. So after Splunk has stopped, I will come back in and do the install. So instead of making you watch this, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. All right, Splunk has been stopped. So now it's time to install the content pack, which is going to be running. Let me click in here. There we go. tar-xvf, which I have, on my other screen that you don't see. There's the command I'm going to be running and typing. So yeah, and then I'm going to say Splunk. That's the only content pack I have in there. And now, let's see, capital C, and then where Splunk is installed in my environment, ITSI Apps. So once I run this command, it's going to untar that into the ITSI Apps folder, as you can see here. And then what we're going to do is just start Splunk. So I'll just hit up a couple times, do a Splunk start, and I'll pause the video again and wait for this to finish. And once it's finished, I will come back and finish the recording. Okay, it says my indexer is back up and running. I'm going to switch back over to Splunk Web here and go to my tab with Splunk Web and relog back in. And then we'll just wait until I'm able to log back in here. Now, with this is going to install all of the content packs that's in there. So there might be some additional ones that you may never need, but we just package up, or Splunk packages them all up. So just in case if you do run into the instance where you have Microsoft 365, you can go ahead and install it without having to download something else. So here you can see that I am logged back in to my Splunk indexer slash search head that has ITE Work installed, and I have the content packs available for me to start installing these content packs. If we wanted, I know I have some, I could, install, and it's really easy to install one of these. So we'll do the ITE Work alert routing, where you click on one of the content packs, you click proceed. You can activate all the searches, you can deactivate. I'm going to go ahead and activate them all, the demo environment, but you may want to look into what that involves. It will usually shoot you up a message saying, hey, you should back up your environment before you do anything. That is a good idea. I didn't there. And then I'm going to go ahead and click done because it says the install is complete. And let's see what else I have in here. I have that one, and I mean, there is a Windows and a Unix dashboard and reports. So, same thing again. Click on the tile and then click proceed. And you can, activate all saved searches for this content pack. And here's that, make sure to take a full backup. If you haven't done this before, to create a full backup, you can go right here and create a full backup. It's easy by creating a job, create a backup job, and then full backup title, ITE Work, and I'll put maybe the day here, 11-29-2023. So if you want, you can include your .conf files. I typically don't, so I'm going to exclude that. Create, and I'd have to go back out to the Splunk documentation around the backup. Maybe I'll do a whole nother video for how to, what's involved with this if I get time to do that. But here it's got it queued up. It will go through and back up this environment. If I go ahead and refresh, let's see if it's done yet. Yep, it's already completed. So it shouldn't take too long. You can even schedule to back up certain parts of IT service intelligence or IT work, but I just did a full backup. So if I go back to that configuration, data integrations, content library, I was going to install the Unix dashboard and reports. Click proceed, activate. We already did the backup, install, and that's where I clicked on this link right here to get to do the full backup. That's a quick, easy way of doing it. And then after it's done installing, it should take us to that screen again, and then we can start playing around with what's included with that backup, or not backup, but that content pack. You can see some of the saved searches that are here. I'm gonna click done, and then if I go to dashboards up here at the top menu and say dashboards here, we should be able to find some of those Unix dashboards. So if I type in a word Unix, I can start seeing some of those. Now, these dashboards, you may have to adjust the searches for data to start populating. I've noticed that before. I don't know if product team's going to be working on that and making it a little bit better. Forgot to put my phone on mute. But anyway, you'll need to start making adjustments, like I was saying. And one thing you can do is jump out. Let's go back up here to dashboards, and there is reports, so you can click on that. Inside of the reports, that's where the saved searches are going to be. So on the top one here, there's 10 most popular executables last hour. We're going to have to go find these searches and understand how they're being built, because your index, well, actually, so let's take a real quick second. So I have Config Explorer here. If you haven't used Config Explorer, it's a nice little app that you can go download that lets you look at what configuration files or stuff that you have on your indexer search head. Here we can see, I was already looking at the different content packs that did get installed, and I was starting to look at the Unix one a little bit. And if I go to default and start looking at the saved searches, the one thing I did notice, there's a lot of macros being used, so we'd have to go understand the macros and how they're being used. These are all the different saved searches that are in here. The other macro, and if you haven't used macros, I'll go over that, but they're just a way for, instead of you having to go to each search and update each search, you can create a macro like this OS index and then update the one macro to affect multiple searches. So there is a macros.conf file. You can do it from the GUI as well. If I click on macros.conf here in the default folder of this dashboard, we can see OS index, and it's got definition equals index equals OS. This doesn't actually line up with my where I store all of my NICS data. The other problem I'm suspecting with this app as well, this content pack, is all of my metrics. I send all of my data as metrics into a metrics index. I'm going to have to go in and maybe dissect this app a little bit to understand how this content pack was built. If I go up to settings here and then go into advanced search, this is another way that we can see those macros. I can click on search macros here, and if I want, let's say OS, let's see if that will help me find it. If not, I can, let's see, I've got config explorer. I can put this to all, or I can go find the content pack for Unix and Linux, and I may have just looked right over it. Let's see here. I probably could have monitoring Unix and Linux. Let's see if it's in there. I'm going to remove this, and then try to, yeah, there's a lot in here. So this is where I am going to find the macro for, if I put index equals OS. Let's do a search on that. Nope, it's not finding it there. Let's put this to all. OS. Now I just have to find the search macro that I want to adjust. Let me jump back to the config explorer and make sure that I have macros, the right one. So I'm going to copy this one, and maybe that'll help me find it a little bit quicker. So settings, I could log on to the server and modify it that way, or I'm going to go back to my advanced search again, search macros, and we're going to do a keyword search on that, and we're going to say all, and I can see the OS index there, so it should be alphabetical, right? Let's keep scrolling down till I find it. There it is. It took me a lot longer than I wanted it to. So right now it's index equals OS. I could say or index equals NICS, because that's where all of my event data goes. So if any of those searches match that, but I have a suspicion that my metrics data, that I may not be able to use this content pack with the metrics data that I'm collecting via the Splunk Unix and Linux TA. If anybody from Splunk product team wants to, ping me and prove me wrong, show me I'm wrong, please. I will record another video and go over that. But here I am going to update this search. Like I said, I'm going to do that. We could have done, I could have just deleted index equals OS because I don't have that. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete that because I don't even have that. So I'm going to click save. And then once I now go back to ITE Work, and then I'll go to dashboards and see if anything populated this time. And if not, I'm going to keep playing with it and see if I can figure out why, and if I do come up with something that is helpful, I'll go ahead and try to record another video to understand why, or why this content pack isn't working with the metrics data. However, there is other content packs that do work. Make sure to check them out. And especially when you get an IT service intelligence, I can log into my lab environment here at the house and show you the IT service intelligence content pack that I use a lot with my Unix and Linux data. That will probably be a video coming out soon. I'm going to upgrade this environment to IT service intelligence and show you the difference. So as always, I hope this video has been helpful. I try to give you my point of view, Travis's in this, and give you the knowledge that I have. If you have any questions, comments, leave it down below. And as always, happy spelunking.